This house is submitted to me by a student named Keith. Lives over in Clearwater. Keith brought this house in. It's ugly, ugly. Boy, you talking about ugly house. Inside, outside, it's on 3 acres, pond in the back, tennis court in the back, in a very exclusive neighborhood. And this is a rare, ugly. This house was this house even appalled me. So Keith brought me this house. He says, Ron, I got the deed. The house is worth $1.4 million after renovated. We later found out it was worth $1.8 million after renovated, not 1.4. It's one of them bonuses you get. I said, what's owed on it? He said, there's a 410 first, there's a 210 second, and a 65 third, and they're all in foreclosure, been in foreclosure and bankruptcy for 11 months. And the guy gave me the deed. I said, well, congratulations, Keith. What can I do for you? He says, I don't have a clue what to do next. I said, all right, well, Keith, it sounds to me like you're asking me to be your partner. He says, God, I'm so glad you brought that up. I said, all right, I want you to go out and I want you to get that first mortgage discounted. And I told him exactly how to do it. And he did exactly what I told him to do. And he got them all the way down to 410. Basically, they told him to take a hike. I said, let's do the same. Get the second and the third down. He did. And he got the second down to 95 and he got the third down to 15. So now he took $685,000 worth of debt, and by flapping his lips, he got a piece of paper from each one of these lenders saying that they would accept these discounts. So he took $685 down to $520 by doing what? Flapping his lips. He created $165,000 more equity in this property simply because he asked. And you better get this. The real money in short sales is made in second mortgages, not in first. Second mortgage is in bad position. First is going to wipe him out. Second mortgages do not pay good money after bad and redeem houses. They could write it off for the most part. And you're going to get discounts 10 cents on the dollar or less all across America on seconds. And that was before the market went in the dumper. And then I said to Keith, I said, what's the repair cost? He said they're about $100,000. I said, okay, that's good. He was close. They were $200,000. Which just goes to show you don't have to be that close. By the way, if your deal goes bad because of your repair cost was wrong, it ain't the repair cost's fault. What you paid was incorrect to begin with. You're not, you haven't learned how to structure an offer on what to look for and what constitutes a good deal. So we needed $520 to pay off the debt and $200 to repair it. We needed $720. We got a private loan for $800,000. We paid 12% interest and 4 or 5 points on that money. Horrible. Or was it? Make any difference what we paid for that money? What matters? The availability of the money. By the way, how much money do I have invested in this house so far, just for the record? None. Keep that in mind. First mortgage of $800 on a house worth $1.8. Did the lender do good? Is the lender worried about us making payments? In fact, is the lender hoping we don't? Yes. And the lender's holding $200 in escrow for the repairs, which are long since done, incidentally. And so now the house, I said, Keith, we got 2 choices. We can put the house on the auction block and do one of them auctions, you know. Hey, people are right now, here we go, what are you going to get for them? We can hire an auctioneer and let him auction it off. Now, the good part about an auction is they're quick. The auctioneer does all the work. The auctioneer does the pre-screening, takes the deposits, follows up, gets the contracts, sifts and sorts through the people, and it's sold as is, where is. That's the part I like, clearly disclosed, and the buyer pays the auctioneer a buyer's premium on top of the purchase price, which covers the commission, and you can get half of that back. So I love auctions, except one problem. You're not going to sell a house on the auction block at full retail price. Now, I figured if this house is worth 1.8, we'd probably get 1.4 at the auction block. If we did, we paid off the debt. It means Keith and I split 600 grand. 300 for him, 300 for me. I said, Keith, is that all right? He says, I don't know. I have to ask my wife. I said, well, while you're asking her, ask her this. Let's try. We got a plan 2 as well. By the way, class, should there always be a plan 2 where there's a plan 1? Should there be a plan 3 where there's a plan 2? Does Murphy live here? Yes? Is everything going to go the way you plan? Nothing is going the way you plan. Get over it. It's business. That's the way it works. One of the two most amazing discoveries in my 25 years is right here. We're talking about a round robin sale because it is the way to sell houses in this marketplace today. A round robin sale is nothing more than having a weekend open house, driving a herd of traffic through there and letting them bid on their way out. Open bidding. They see what everybody else is bidding. Sunday night at 7 o'clock, they all get a round robin call to up the bid. By the end of the night, you'll have the house sold for retail or close most of the time. When you learn the round robin process, you'll literally control the marketplace where you live. If we keep an eye round robin this thing, we can get the 1.8 probably, pay off the 800. Now we got $1 million coming down to the bottom line. We split that, we get 500 each. I said, Keith, which is better, 500 or 300? So he goes into the bathroom and he looks in the mirror and he has a board meeting with his entire staff. So come out, he says, the board has voted. Let's try plan 2 first, then we can come back to plan 1. Is that a good plan for you as well? If you try plan 2, you can come back to plan 1 and I can give you plan 3. So, in this case, short sales are good. Made a lot of money. How many of you think it'd be a good idea to figure out how to do this business, the easy way, the fast way, the systematic way, put cash flow in your life very quickly? Do you think this real estate is something worth you pursuing?